Hey lovelies, Tech Talk starts in 3, 2, 1. Hey lovelies, okay, so today's rant is one that I am constantly complaining about to my friends. I say the same thing all the fucking time. I never understand how a phone, like this one right here that costs $1,000, the iPhone 6 Plus, how it is listed as 120 gigs, and yet, because of the software inside, it actually turns out to only be 112 gigs. How does that make any sense? Now listen, you can make a little nanny cam that's a teeny, tiny, but yet you can't do your own fucking math, Apple? How does it make any sense? Here's what you need to start doing. You need to start creating a fucking phone that's 128 gigs and selling it as 120 gigs so that the firmware, software, whatever you have in it is extra and doesn't take away from the capacity of the phone. It doesn't seem like a lot. Like, it doesn't seem in your head like 8 gigs is a lot. But let me tell you something. 8 gigs holds something like 50,000 photos. 1,000 videos. 8 gigs holds a lot of information. And if you're a hoarder like me, I have pictures on my phone from 2011, I think. If you're a hoarder like me, you save all the photos. Like, I rarely go through my photos and delete anything. And the reason why I got the 120 gig was because I wanted a phone where I didn't have to go through stuff and delete it. I can't even, let me tell you the capacity that I'm at right now. It's probably going to be hilarious. I've got less than half available. Let me show you. General, about... So the capacity actually is 114 gigs. So I lied. It's 6 gigs. So 6 gigs, I think, holds around about 30,000 photos, maybe a little less, and about 750 videos. So I've got 174 applications on my phone. It's kind of bad. And let's see. So, out of 114 gigs, I have, drumroll please, can you see that? Right there. Yeah. Available. 35.8 gigabytes available. Out of 114, I have 35. That's like a quarter, maybe a third. So 6 gigabytes is a big deal. I don't understand why they can't do the math. It's not a big deal. We update. So we all know that there's certain things go into the phone. There's always firmware that goes into the phone. We already know these things. It's just like when you download, say, Windows to your computer. You know, it needs a certain amount of RAM and a certain amount of space in order to be able to get onto your computer. That's not including all the other stuff you have on there, right? So you need a certain allotment of space. Well, okay, Apple, you're making some of the greatest products in the world, and yet you can't seem to get your math right. Because if the phone is 120 gigs, and I'm supposed to have 120 gigs available, then fucking make a phone that's 126 gigs. So you can put your firmware bullshit in the extra 6. Just saying. Anyhow, that's my rant. I'm sure I'll have a lot more tech rants for you, I promise you. I love tech stuff. I always have and always will. I've always been a geek at heart. I think it's because when I grew up, we grew up in our family very poor. We didn't have a lot of tech stuff. I actually didn't get my first computer until about 8 or 9 years ago. I didn't have my first computer ever until about 8 or 9 years ago. And being a woman at a certain age, it's quite a long time to wait for a computer. So I grew up really poor, and I've always been really fascinated with technology. I love how things work. I really get sort of freaked out that everything can sort of fit in that phone, and yet my desktop weighs 600 pounds, right? Less than a pound, 600 pounds. It's always sort of fascinated me. So if you like my rant on tech stuff, say so. If you want to see more tech stuff, say so. And as always, my lovelies, don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. I will catch you all on the flip side. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, the following is not a paid advertisement. Hey lovelies, who doesn't love a free ride home? In this case, you'd be getting it from Uber. Use my code SamanthaL844 and your ride is on us. And by us, I mean Uber and me. Bye.